so bad I got a worried mind. I'm so lonesome all the time, since I left my baby behind on Blue Bayou. Saving nickels, saving dimes.
If you're like me, you probably enjoy gear review videos. The problem with YouTube gear review videos is that they're hard to trust. How do you know which ones to trust? Because I would say that the lion's share of guys and girls running channels that are doing these gear reviews are getting the product for free in exchange for a positive review. It's kind of a quid pro quo that is ubiquitous in the YouTube company or YouTube space. So my channel alone, I probably get half a dozen at least daily inquiries from companies wanting me to do videos on water filters and flashlights and emergency shovels and all these things. And I've done some of those in the past as a joke, if nothing else. So I don't usually pay any attention to these things because they just go into the spam, and most of that stuff is just garbage. So this, one of the typical ones that came through, this was the first one that anyone offered an optic. We'll call it an optic. We have to be careful with our words now. An optic, and so I clicked on it. Of course, you know, I'm into that sort of thing, and the price was $36. And so what's the first thing I think? First thing I think is, you've got to be joking. I mean, can you only imagine what a piece of junk a $36 optic would be? And I just deleted it. Well, whoever it was that was sending this was very, very persistent. They were contacting me through all of my social media and just kind of wearing me out with this. And I thought, well, you know, it's been a while since we really had an OSIS style survival kit video. And so finally I relented and said, yeah, go ahead and send it, and we will well, be careful what you ask for, right? So it showed up, and I thought, well, let's just see. Is it possible to build a $36 apparently fog-proof, waterproof, whatever 3x9 adjustable optic that actually shoots? To be honest with you, I doubt it. I seriously doubt it. But I thought, you know what? Let's have a little fun with it. So I brought it out here. Let's take a look at it together. I've got the 6.5 here. We'll set it up. We've got a range out to 600, and we will see how many shots it takes for it to gut itself. All right, let's take a look. Let's see what we got. $36. All right, we got some instructions. So it's not in bubble wrap or anything, so they are somewhat confident about its durability. We've got an Allen wrench. It even comes with mounts. How about that? And some shoot-through scope caps. All right, so what do we have here? We've got a 3x9 adjustable. Looks like we have an adjustable focus or parallax on the end. We've got a diopter, and of course we've got the capture to the closed turrets here inside. So right off the bat, what am I seeing here? Well, the mounts are, yeah, they're not super skookum or anything, but I guess they're probably okay. The build quality of it is actually, it's really not that bad. Actually, it has a decent weight to it. It feels all right. Let's pull these off and take a little bit closer look here. Nice that they included an Allen wrench. $36. How's that even possible? It's not starting well when you get, I mean, I do appreciate the scope mount or the scope caps and having the included mounts, but that's even taking away more resources from the optic itself. All right, so what do we have here? Oh, this isn't very good here. So here, if you look closely, you'll see there that inside of the rings, we've got a couple pieces, looks like gaffer's tape. That's not very good when your machining is not good, or the tolerance is not good enough to make a tight fit with the tubing of the optic, and you have to fill it in with a piece of gaffer's tape. So here we go. We want to give the $36 optic every chance at success. So we'll do a proper mounting and torquing job here. Of course, when we set our rings, you slide them all the way to the front. We'll make sure everything is torqued to spec and leveled. I didn't have the They didn't come with torque specs, but I had a very similar pair of rings from Leupold that were, so I just used those torque specs right there. And clamp it down. So this must be some sort of a metric deal here, because I don't have this bit size for this particular Allen head, so I'll just have to use my elbow torque wrench here. But I've done a bunch of these, so I usually can get a pretty close feel for it. So we'll be mounting this to my custom built 6.5 Creedmoor. This is a tried and true, a very proven friend of mine that's capable of single hole groups at 100 and has proven itself to be accurate out to 1,500 yards. So let's send our drone friend down range to keep an eye on our impact. So I changed my mind on the 100. Let's start at 25 because I don't have a bore sighter and I have no idea where we're at. Sometimes it's a little bit easier to get on paper at that shorter range. If we can get it kind of dialed in, if it'll even hold 0, we can then push it out. I've got the solid dope on this gun out to about 800. So this is more of a hunting type of an optic, less of a tactical one, but we'll see here. All right, so we're at 25, and actually the crosshairs are pretty much what you'd expect. I like them. They're just kind of a basic hunting style, and we have it's reasonably clear. It's not too bad at all. Let's see if we could get on paper here. We're gonna boy, I'm taking a risk here. If I'm off, what's the chance of me shooting the drone? One more. All right. So we need to move over to the right a fair amount here. So this is a 1/4 inch per click at 100. So let's go, actually let's do a full turn here to the right, and then down, we'll go down a 1/4 of a turn. Let's try that. So we'll do a 1/4 turn to the right and an 1/8, let's say up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's try that. Okay, we're good up and down. We're going to move to the right just a bit. Let's see, left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One more. Let's take a look at that. So I'd say so far so good. Well, it certainly holds holds 0. There was our first 3. There was our next 3. Our next 3. And then finally right there, our last 3 right in the center. So I would say we are absolutely 0. I'd say it's pretty safe to say that it does hold 0. Not the best shooting in the world, but I'm not a marksman, unlike everyone else in the comments. I do the best I can. So the proof will be in the eating of the pudding. And how durable is it? Let's yank it off, and let's take it for a swim, and let's drop it on the ground a couple times. We'll reinstall it, we'll come back on the top target, and we'll see what's what. Now this will separate the men from the boys. All right, so we're going to give it a little earth, wind, and fire here. So I've got the DeWalt drill hooked up, and I've got the optic hooked up with impregnable gaffer's tape to the paint stir stick, and it's a whoa, good grief! I'll be right back. So obviously I didn't use enough. Well, that bent. Oh, that's one serious. It's off. It's not balanced, so it's pretty violent. Okay, we're gonna use a combination of a lot more gaffer's tape and some zip ties here. Now we're cooking with gas. Nothing but the best around here. That's gonna give it a test right there. So we're gonna take it one step further, because this is a hunting scope. This is what you would take hunting. And what happens when you go hunting? Well, at the end of October in Hell's Canyon, when you go elk hunting, it's cold. And there's nothing colder than liquid nitrogen. So liquid nitrogen will simulate a very cold opening morning when you got to get out of your warm sleeping bag when it's about, well, when it's cold. Liquid nitrogen. Let's put some on the lens there. Well, let's just use the whole can. All right, I think that's good. All right, into the water. 1 minute. All right, so that's roughly a minute, give or take. Does everything still work? Still works. Actually, it feels a little bit better. Do we have water inside? Doesn't look like it. Crosshairs, does our range still work? Looks like it. Crosshairs are still intact. Don't see any problems. I'm going to do a series of 2. I'm going to throw it as hard as I can to land in the grass, and then the reel, where the rubber really meets the road, we'll do a 6-foot drop straight onto the diopter, endwise onto wood, and then we'll mount it back up and see if it even shoots. All right, here we go. Oh, it's a dark one. Oh, it landed right on the end. This is where she lays. It did not make a good sound. As you can see, it landed hard, just like this, into the dirt. It made kind of a, well, it just kind of hurt my soul, the sound that it made, the poor bugger. I do like it a little more than I did when I first opened it. All right, here we go. So we're going to drop onto the diopter right there. I'm going to screw it in. And we'll just do 6 feet right there, right on the end. This is a, see, you know, some people may say you should drop it onto concrete this way, but I think that that's just a little too much. All right, 3, 2, 1. Boom! Oh, oh, oh. Still have crosshairs. Everything's still functioning. There really are no links that I won't go to for science. Okay. I think I tightened those guys up here. So I remember exactly where we put it. Now, here's the thing, is that this $36 optic is severely handicapped by these mounts. Maybe a lot of people don't understand the importance of mounts, but I have seen mounts that have move around a little bit, and the guy can't figure out what's going on, and these mounts are actually quite terrible. I mean, they're really terrible. I'm surprised that we're getting the results that we are. I would never ever use these on any sort of anything that was serious. All right, friends, here's what we find what's what. Remember, I'm doing this for you guys. Smash that thumbs up button if you like these videos. We took it for a swim. We froze it with liquid nitrogen. We threw it in the grass and dropped it on the steps. That's pretty heavy duty abuse. Remember, $36. $36. All right, we're gonna go for it. We got our drone friend in place. We got him ready to go. We'll do my best here. Turn our magnification up to 9. Set our parallax. Fancy word for focus. Still clear. A little bit of dirt in there, but not bad. I really have some concerns about those mounts, but that's what we got. They wouldn't send them if they didn't want us to use them, right? All right, going for the top bullseye. I'm gonna do my best here. Don't know if we're on there. All right, so we're out of the optic is out of focus. Okay, so not sure what happened there. It's back into focus now. I adjusted the parallax a bit. It seems to be not, the magnification seems to be not quite what it was, but that might be my imagination. I mean, the crosshairs were covering the entire bullseye, and they seem to be a little bit finer right now. It might just be my eyes. It could be the light. All right, let's hit another one. All right, can't tell anything without 3. Oh man, I wonder, did I shank that first one? It's possible. Let me get one more, and that'll tell us a lot. What do we got? All right, so what do we learn? I guess, well, I don't know what we learned, but I know what I know, and I am shocked. I'm absolutely shocked. It kind of blows out of the water the idea that you couldn't get, you know, that an inexpensive scope is not worth putting on something for hunting. Now, with that said, would I put this on my rifle for my prize, going for my Grand Slam Dall sheep hunt of a lifetime, or even any hunt? Absolutely not. No, I wouldn't. I just wouldn't. If you know. But the truth of the matter is that every one of those shots is well within a acceptable. I mean, that last group there. I'm going to say that first shot, that flyer. I'm going to say that was either on me or the mounts, because we have a consistent, the 3 after that are a consistent group, but probably about 1 inch at 100 yards with a pretty coarse crosshair. Here come the excuses, huh? I'm not the best in the world, but that all is very acceptable at 100 yards. If you're hunting deer or elk, I mean, you would have it, and that's a pretty heavy duty abuse. It really is incredible. It absolutely is incredible. I was expecting, I mean, I'll tell you what, back in the day, I was elk hunting one year, and of course, when I was a young man, I didn't have any money, and I needed an optic, and I bought a Simmons. I bought a Simmons at Larry's Sporting Good in Oregon City. And I put that, I was at the time shooting a Weatherby 300 Magnum Mark V. Big gun, significantly bigger than a 300 Winchester. I sighted it in. I put maybe 7, 8 rounds through it. You know, decided in initially at 100, and then went hunting. And it was like the opening morning, and I was bored messing around, and I unscrewed one of the caps here. And to my horror, all of the turret and the guts all fell out. So do you think I had the rest of the 7 days or so? You think I was enjoying that? I'm wondering, you know, if what I had on that Weatherby? No, but that was, you know, that was a couple $100 optic, and this, and granted that was a 300 Magnum, but it really is incredible. So what's it good for? I mean, would I put it on a 22? You know, maybe a kid's gun or something that to get beat up, or just for messing around and stuff. You know, non-defense, non-hunting. I guess I would. Just shocking. It would be really interesting to see how much better things could tighten up with some decent mounts. You know, you don't have to have like high-speed ones, but just something that's. These are really horrible, really horrible. But even with that, at 100, we're talking about a 1-inch with an amateur like myself. So, is it going to replace the Leupold Mark 8? No, it is not. Does it have the clarity? No, it does not. Does it have the durability? And definitely, most likely, it does not. But it's serviceable. It is serviceable, and $36. This is not a paid endorsement. I couldn't care less what the manufacturer thinks. It is what it is. We took it out and then we ran it through the paces, and the proof is in that last group right there. So amazing. It really is amazing. Thanks for watching. If you guys would like to see me attempt 600 yards with this, let me know in the comments. Give me 5,000 thumbs up. 5,000 thumbs up. And if we do that, I will set up an attempt. I'll have to have a spotter, but I'll attempt to take it out to 600 on 9 power. Thanks for watching. We'll see you guys on the next video. Hold it. Forget everything I just said. It's junk. So I was going out to the 600, seeing if I could, was getting ready to shoot the video, see if I could kind of get range in there. I made my first shot. It came out of focus. I grabbed the parallax, brought it back into focus. Second one, did it again, brought it back in. Third one, that's it. It won't focus anymore. Something has broken inside, and it's just blurry. If I come up here, I can't, nope, it can pull no focus at all. Not at 100, not at 300, not at 600. It's unusable. So don't give it another thought. It's not worth $36, but it was a fun video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you guys on the next one.